What's up, everyone? Drunken Phoenix here. Welcome back. So today I'm going to do some reactions to people, talking about the cost of living so far in 2025. I always find it funny how anytime there's a new year, people are always like, "Oh, last year was such a pain. I'm ready for the new year, new beginnings." And here we are. We're still near the beginning of 2025, like in March now. And a lot of people have a lot to say about the cost of living and how things are going so far. Spoiler alert, it's not going really good for a lot of people. So we're going to get right on to it. So let's go.
How the boomers have been a little more quiet when it comes to picking on the millennials and Gen Zers, especially the past few months. And I think the reason is that they are now feeling what we were complaining about 3 years ago. And the reason that we knew that inflation was going to really fuck us is because we were the ones renting, seeing these high increases, or we were trying to buy a house and seeing how far out of reach it really was. So we saw it coming. But the boomers, I think, originally weren't affected. But now here we are 3 years later. I think their property taxes went up, their homeowners insurance went up, maintenance and services around the house went up, and of course, groceries, insurance, car prices, everything has gotten so expensive. And I think the boomers are now hurting because they are on a fixed income. And what this basically boils down to, even if the richest generation who had the greatest 3 decades to build wealth in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s are now struggling in their retirement from following to go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job, work for 40 fucking years, and then retire, and they're not even comfortable. That is proof that we're not the crazy ones. We're just seeing through it and going, this maybe used to work for a lot more people, but it just doesn't now. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, so I think that guy has a lot of good points. The cost of living has went up tremendously, and I know for like a lot of boomers, they are probably living off of their Social Security or retirement and just other programs that exist. And well, even though a lot of people don't realize that, let's say that they were able to save hundreds of thousands or maybe even $1 million in their retirement. In today's economy, that's not a lot anymore. It's a decent amount. It's not a little bit of money, but it's not enough for, at least for me, it's not enough for me to just feel comfortable living off of and never having to work again. In this economy, money goes really fast. And yeah, I have noticed often that a lot of boomers and just a lot of people in general that may not be having financial issues they always have this default position of you just got to work hard, you just got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, it's always blaming the people rather than maybe blaming, the system and blaming how things are going. Because there's a lot of people that work very, very hard that are still struggling to make ends meet. And I've always been against the idea of just painting everyone with one brush. There's so much nuance to everybody's situation.
Tell me why the fuck I went to Walmart. This is all I purchased. That's it. In a nutshell, cat litter, home fragrance, deodorant, dry shampoo, 2 candles off-brand, a sleep t-shirt, a sleep pant, mouthwash, toothpaste, and that's it. Y'all want to know what this totaled? $198.72. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 protein drinks, almost $5 a fucking piece.
If the price of shit don't go down, I'm about to start stealing again. I don't give a fuck. I said I was leaving that shit in 2022, but look, if y'all gonna keep making deodorant $15 fucking for a stick, I'm gonna just have to start sticking shit in my purse again.
Okay, I do have to ask, what deodorant is she getting that's $15 per stick? As crazy as this economy is, I've never seen deodorant that expensive. Not even the kind that doesn't have like the aluminum in it. So, yeah, I don't know what city or store she's shopping from.
I don't care, because I can't go without deodorant, and y'all know y'all taxing for that shit. Like, come on now, something gotta give. Everything is just too fucking expensive for me. Every single thing. Like, it's to the point I be rationing out fucking deodorant. I'm only doing 2 swipes a day because I can't afford to do 3 or 4 swipes back and forth because I'm gonna run out of deodorant too fucking fast. Toothpaste too. And the thing is, you can find cheap shit, but it ain't gonna hold you. I'm not about to buy no cheap ass deodorant and be musty as fuck all day. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toilet tissue and that shit break while I'm wiping my ass. And I'm not about to buy no cheap ass toothpaste and my fucking breath be stinking after I done brush my teeth. Like, y'all gonna have to give. Like, and then it's like, if you do buy quality shit, it got poison in it, and the stuff that don't have the poison in it is too damn expensive for anybody to afford. Like, this shit is just beyond me. Like, I'm at the point, I'm either about to start stealing shit again, or I'm gonna have to start making my own shit. Y'all, like, the economy gonna have to decide at this point.
I hate to be the one to say this, but the reason that the cost of living is so high, and the reason that regular household items and groceries continue to increase, is because we don't know how to stop purchasing things. We don't know how to say no. We don't have self-control. Like, if I think about history and why in the history books people actually got like a little bit of change, it's because they had some sort of resistance, some sort of self-control. We literally buy Amazon, TikTok, freaking Target, Fashion Nova, Shein, whatever the case may be. All of these stores always gets orders just coming in and out. At what point do we say no? At what point do we fight back? Because the reality of it is, the government is looking at us like, okay, they're never going to stop, so why would we decrease the price on anything? Y'all need to just make some more money and fend for yourselves. But no, everybody has to have the latest everything. I don't know. But coming into the new year, January 2025, I will not be purchasing anything that is not necessary.
So I think this lady makes a really good point. I do feel like a lot of people do, buy a lot of things that they don't need or buy excessively. One of the biggest examples that I saw recently, like a few weeks ago, was when Beyonce, she launched her sales for her Cowboy Carter tour. And a lot of people were talking about how expensive the tickets were and how, they were much more expensive compared to her last tour. And the price would be, there was dynamic pricing where the price would keep changing based on how many people were online at any given moment. And these tickets were like thousands of dollars, some of them. And even some of the nosebleed were like close to $1,000. And yeah, I mean, people, even though I think it's too expensive, she does have a right to charge what she wants to charge for her product. But if people are going to complain about the price, you need to stop buying. And that goes for anything. You have to have limits to what you buy, with that being said, when people talk about needs and stuff and just buy what you need, I get that. I mean, yes, your needs like food, shelter, water, that should be your priorities. But I'm still, and this is just me personally, I'm still trying to figure out, like, to what extent, but I don't know if I fully agree with that. I still feel like whether it's like part of the human experience is not only survival, but also just being able to live. And I just don't think I could ever get on the stance completely where you just buy things that you need. I think, entertainment, the arts, and just leisure, I feel like that's very important, if not very important to the human experience as well, because who wants to just live a life just eating, drinking, working? I feel like there's so much more to life than just surviving. But, don't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? There's like definitely a lot of cheaper options, and just, so having that balance based on your budget.
And I say this, and I'm holding myself to it, because I am tired of eating my money. I am tired of wearing my money. It needs to go somewhere else. Who's with me?
I am seriously starting to feel like it's just about impossible to live in the United States. And, I don't want to seem like a lazy bum when I seen this, but I truly feel like it's just about impossible. If you weren't raised and given a good first hand in life, or a support team who will make sure no matter what that you don't fail, or, having people that you're able to fall back on, you're blessed. And if you are one of those people, I highly suggest you thank those people near you, because a lot of us aren't blessed like that. I'm a 23-year-old dad. I've got 2 kids. I've got about to be a 5-year-old in May, and I've got a newborn too. She's just a few weeks old, like 3 weeks. So my wife gets to stay at home and take care of the babies, and I'm out here trying to get it. I'm on my 3rd shift job now. I'm a security officer for Allied Universal. No, I don't represent the company in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is just a job. I am not a part of this company. But, and I work here from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. every single day, 8-hour shift. I get off of this 3rd shift job and I go directly into another job which I just go around my city finding side jobs. It might be a clean out one day and I go out there for another 5, 6, 7 hours. It might be landscaping another day. It might be painting one day. It could be, it varies. I do what I can where I can. But therein, I go home and I have to stay up even longer to make sure that my lady.
So I think he brings up an interesting point, and this is like a trend that I see a lot, that I see going on a lot now, where people are having to get, multiple jobs and multiple gigs just to make ends meet. And I think, and this goes into the conversation about, is the 9 to 5 thing, is it like a dying thing? Like, because for some people, the 9 to 5 jobs aren't making enough money for them to do it. And a lot of people are having to pick up secondary jobs or just contract work and stuff. My thoughts on this, I don't know if I would have to think about that, but I just want to say that I do notice that a lot more people are taking multiple jobs. And I think it really is, a telltale sign of how the economy is doing and just the trend that things are taking.
I'm exceptionally tired of this super elder Gen X, younger boomer take, forgetting just how good they had it. Their income level compared to their cost of living was absurd. Okay, so story time. I lived in West Pennsylvania for just shy of a year, okay? Little town northwest of Pittsburgh. And I used to talk, these were some of the sweetest people, but at the same time, some of the most decrepit and disconnected from reality human beings I have ever met. Just in that way that only a curmudgeonly elder Gen X or boomer can be. I was talking to this guy one day. This is like 2007. Okay, this dude's in his, at the time, mid-40s. And he's talking about how he wants to vote in the people that are going to bring back manufacturing jobs. Let's forget the fact that this is not happening. No one's bringing back manufacturing jobs. It's not happening. It's a dream. It's a fantasy land that they're still buying, right? They're still buying it today in 2024. They were absolutely still buying it through the 90s and the 2000s. This guy worked at a factory, and these are the numbers he told me. I happened to look these numbers up yesterday to make sure that they were true. Walking in off the street, a high school kid could get, what was it? Shy of $11 an hour, which is like in the low $30 an hour, today's money. He was a floor supervisor. I want to say he made like $16, $17 an hour. He was 22 at the time, in 1990, at a factory as a floor, I guess the way that he said it worked is you get in and there's an area supervisor, and then he made a floor supervisor, and in this factory there were 10 or 11 of them. Floor supervisors was something like $14 an hour, and he made 16 or 17 bucks an hour. That's $48 an hour in today's money. Let's forget the fact that everything was cheaper then. So not only is this 22-year-old with no high school education able to find a job where even at the entry level he's making $30 an hour in change. At 22, this guy is making the modern equivalent of $48 an hour. Everything's half the cost. Comparatively, I'm not even talking about based on inflation. Everything they have to buy is half the cost. At the time, I want to say the numbers were the average house was twice his annual salary, maybe a little more than that. Today, it's 10 times the average person, 11 times the average person's salary. And these are the same people telling you that you are not working hard enough, that they were able to do it on their entry-level job, so if you're not doing it, you're just fucking lazy. These people are so fundamentally disconnected from reality at large. They're in a boomer conservative virtual reality game where because they've already gotten theirs, because their investments have already flourished, because they're already at the top of the food chain, they don't even realize how much more money they earned and have access to. It's lost on them that they have 2-3 times more money than the comparable 60-year-olds in their day. But somehow they think that there's just this unending potential access towards the same wealth that they had access to while being given everything on a fucking silver platter. And I'm so tired of this shit. It's beyond fucking exhausting. These people, in terms of when they were born and had access to the ability to earn. These dummies were born on third base and thought they hit a triple. And I'm at my wit's end.
I'm going to show you the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You ready? This is our electric bill for 1 month. We live in the beautiful state of Connecticut. Our total supply that we used for the month was $236.71. The transmission was $87.01. The local delivery, I don't know how the fuck they deliver it, but we have to pay for it. It's $175.16. And then we have a thing called public benefits. So this is the people who can't pay for their electric bill. And we pay for it. It's $227.76. So I am paying to keep somebody else's lights on. Excuse me, what?
All right. Luckily for me, my electric bill has never been that expensive. I heard of a lot of people having these ridiculous electric bills. I'm sorry, I can't imagine paying that much for electric. But I guess that's the price you pay for living in Connecticut, I guess. But yeah, but there you guys have it. What do you guys think? How are you guys doing in this economy? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.